Well, this is an impromptu video which, well, the allotment gods have been shining down on me. It's hard to believe. I know, I'm very excited, but I've been waiting for this for 6, maybe 8 months, and well, it just happened. They were felling a tree in the local area, and I went down and asked if they would give up the wood chip. Mrs. K spotted it. She let me know when she got in from walking Scamp and said, "There's guys down there wood chipping." So I rushed down, and sure enough, he was happy to drop it outside the gate. And he also said if I want any more, he'll drop it when he's local next time. Fantastic. So this little lot has got to be moved out of this road. It's a bit of an unplanned event, but this is definitely going to be a highlight for this week. In it goes. What I have got to do, of course, is work out where the heck I'm going to put it. So I'm thinking short route down and just store it in big piles in here. I think that's probably the best thing. Just find places that are convenient. I can spread it another day, I think, because I'm going to be chasing the light without any shadow of a doubt. Right, time to get underway then. Was gone. I got a lot of sweeping up to do there, but there's an outside chance that he's going to drop the rest of his day's work, which he's still doing now, so I won't be getting my wellies off just yet, but that's a good job. And I got a lot of help from Mrs. K. She filled all the green bags for me that I was bringing down and topping up the edges. And let me show you what we've got here. So this is an absolutely massive bag, which is full. I got a part-filled one there, about 3/4, so that can continue to be topped off if they bring any more up. And that one's nearly full, which is great. And then over the back here, I haven't arranged any of these covers, these membranes well at the moment, so I've just been putting it down where I'm pretty confident that the membranes are going to just stay where they are. So piling it up against the barrels there, and then of course all the way along by the polytunnel, and this is well too deep for what is required, so most of this will drag across these paths, and I'm beginning to think I'll have enough to fill all this area, and that's why I've put it into those bags so that I can just organize these membranes before I start dumping wood chip on them. Got quite a lot needed to cover all that, and who knows, I might even get down here. And the gentleman said if he's local, he'll drop some more for me at some time, and if I did get more, I think I would put it down the paths in between my beds, and that'll just keep the weeds suppressed for the summer months. Wow, that was straight from the allotment gods. There's no doubt about that. The timing is fantastic because, well, I'm getting on well with the downsizing. I'm nearly out of that area now, and this would have become a real pain. I would have just had to have coped with membranes throughout the summer months if I couldn't have got any. But thankfully, we got there. Well, the sun's shining, it's actually setting, and it won't be long before it dips over the mountain and it starts to get quite dark. So I'm sort of hoping that it won't be long before that second drop comes, if it's going to. Mrs. K's gone back over the house to make a cup of tea, a well-deserved one, I might add. Okay, I think I'll draw a halt here, and if the second load comes and I've got the energy, I'll film some more. Well, as you will instantly have deduced, I didn't get back to doing any filming last night because, well, the second delivery of wood chip came after dark. The tree surgeons that were working down the road obviously pushed the limits of the day and eventually finished what was a very large tree by, I don't know, about 6:30, 7 o'clock-ish. And sometime after, the wagon with all the wood chip came up and offloaded another, I would say 50% of what I'd had on the first delivery. And Mrs. K and I were hanging on, wondering whether we were going to actually receive more or not. In the end, we obviously did. And so we came over as it was getting quite dark and started the job of moving it into the allotment. And, well, thankfully we got help. Some neighbours in the street, bless their hearts, came over and helped us from 2 different houses, and we knocked through the second delivery in no time at all. And I was running to and from the gate while they were filling bags, so it worked out really well. Let me show you what we've ended up with. So I didn't get to add any more to that, but there's a considerable amount there, and of course lots and lots of chip along by the polytunnel. And this is fantastic stuff. I mean, fresh of course because it had just come off the tree, but yeah, really good quality. And there's almost a foot of it alongside there, which is more than enough. And then I filled these 3 builders bags absolutely to the brim, and I was working with that box down at the bottom of the allotment the other day and putting those builders bags to one side, thinking, what am I ever going to do with them? And well, there we are. As soon as I'd said that, I had this use for them, which became very handy indeed. But having filled those 3, there was just no more space, so I had another pile in there, and the last builder's bag that I had filled these up from the last mound of chips that had arrived. And there's quite a trail now which I've got to clear up, but what a great find or treasure to have delivered. I was certainly very fortunate indeed. I got quite a lot. We did a bit of sweeping up here last night, but you know, all those neighbours that helped, it's the best thing I can do is to show my gratitude by making sure that it remains tidy. So I'll be giving this a bit of a clear up. So you may be thinking, well, is he going to spread it around the plot straight away? And I think the answer to that is no. It's very tempting because it would look instantly much better if I started that work, but I just need to be happy that I've got the right membranes everywhere so that I can bring it all down. I want to get this bit tidied up as well and fully covered before I put all the pots that are ready for the potatoes in that area. But yeah, once that's got its membrane on, that's what I'll do, cover it and get the pots straight in there. And paths like these, well, while I'm coming and going, just at the moment I'm sort of pulling quite a lot of, well, soil really onto the paths, and I don't want to mix it with all that nice wood chip if I can prevent doing so. I've got a few weeks yet before I'm sort of cornered into the sowing season. The other thing I've got to consider is this edge, whether I'm going to bother taking up all of this wooden rim that I've got to this edge. It's served me really well, but it is rotten now, and I think it's going to have to come out at some point. Of course, if I take it out, I've got no natural edge for this path, but I am thinking with the volume of chip that I've got, I'm likely to run down each one of these paths, and that way it won't really matter so much as long as I've got a reasonable depth here that it overflows onto these roots. There's only a couple of them. And then down here, I don't think I'm going to go past this point at the moment, because with regards to how this area develops, I don't know whether the path is going to end where I've leveled it or whether it's going to come over a bit further. So I think I'll probably just wood chip down to this edge when I get to it. So a bit of working out to do and a bit of moving around to do before I start to spread it. And there's one other area that needs a bit of wood chip as well. I'm hoping that the garlic will pull out of there and go along this fence further down, and then I can wood chip underneath that, because I often get access to that back door of the polytunnel as the heat rises and we approach summer, so that door needs to open. And then looking down the other side of the polytunnel, I usually keep this hose there, but I'm resisting putting it back there because I'm thinking that if I take out these few clumps of grass, then I usually have wood chip in there, but it's a sort of last spot that gets it because everything else is more of a priority. In this case, I think I'm going to have enough to do that as well. So wood chip might have to hold for a little while longer. I might have to spread that heap just to give myself a bit of a path back. But yeah, exciting times. I just can't believe that I was that lucky. Incredible. I might have sounded a bit overexcited. I was. There we are. The simplest things get us excited.